some might be shocked to know. Oh no,
Oh,
I've done
what
it
have we
again.
done?
I've done this.
Wow. The studio itself is a danger, as you can see.
Just like the planet Genna, the Death Planet.
The Death Planet.
Welcome to Roden Tomatoes. I'm Ben Roden, and I ain't got time to bleed.
And I'm Brady Tomatoes.
Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about
Predator Badlands.
Let There Be Venom.
I haven't seen any of the Predator films. Actually, no, I saw the The Predator. I can't remember what it is, but it has like Keegan-Michael Key in it for like 14 minutes.
The 2018-ish?
I think so. That's my only
Shane Black.
exposure.
Shane Black,
Yeah.
I think, was in the first Predator, which is his connection to the franchise.
Oh, okay.
It's possible I'm making that up completely.
Okay.
I never saw that one. I think I've seen everyone but that one.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I
together we've seen all the Predator movies. We're very well qualified to address this topic.
But did you see the animated? Is like
oh,
Killer
no.
of Killers?
I haven't watched that one either. That's also directed by Dan Trachtenberg.
Is that the same?
Who did this new one and Prey.
Prey? Okay, cool.
And obviously is like a Predator fan.
Yeah.
Because he's diving deep into the lore.
Yeah. After Badlands, I'm a Predator fan. It was really cool.
It was cool.
I did know a little bit about it. I knew that they could go invisible and that they had like the dreadlocks and that they had like that weird spider fang thing going on underneath their helmet. But that was kind of the extent that I knew about Predator.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of like Predator comics and maybe novels at this point that they're probably referencing. In the movies, you never learn that much about them. They're they're always like the bad guy. And so this was an interesting kind of mix-up to make a Yautja. The Yautja, that's the Predator name for the Predator race.
Yeah.
To make them make Deck the protagonist of the film.
Because that hasn't really been a thing. It's usually like humans, right? Like that are being hunted.
I would say there's some variations to this, but the setup of a Predator movie it's basically a slasher movie with some sci-fi accoutrement.
Okay.
The first one's like a dumb 80s action movie that halfway through turns into a slasher movie when the Predator starts slowly chipping away at this team of special commandos.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting. It was like seeing a Predator movie from the point of view of the T-800.
Yeah. Okay. And they haven't done that for Terminator, right? They haven't done like a...
No.
From the perspective of the
Terminator. They flip it around until he's like the good guy, but it's still the main character is John Connor. Okay. Mom!
Yeah, this was a very fun movie. Was it the most did it have like Pixar moments to it like that made me cry? No. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching this.
It was great.
It was just a fun time.
It was great. I love the original Predator. But I'm not like a Predator guy. I think a lot of Predator guys.
Describe what is that?
Okay, when we say Predator guy, we have to be clear. We're talking about a capital P Predator guy, not like a Jared Fogle, who's just a lowercase p Predator.
Oh no! Actually, speaking of this, on my Letterboxd review of this, I said, when Chris Hansen shows up. When Chris Hansen shows up, things got really unhinged or something like that, like To Catch a Predator.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the Predator guys of the world, who I imagine if you're like, I'm a Predator guy, you're probably also like really loved the Zack Snyder Superman movie. It feels like it might be one of those perfect circle Venn diagram things. Anyway. I think if you were going into it expecting a Predator movie, I could see why some people were a little bugged with it.
Okay.
It completely changes the formula. The tone, even more than the formula, is vastly different. And so I think a lot of people kind of got whiplash.
Interesting.
Predator is famously like, this is R-rated, gory, violent, over the top, kind of takes itself seriously. In the case of the original one, they take it so seriously that it then becomes funny. But I think at the time it was just like, oh, this is in vogue to do just like a buff men in the jungle action movie.
Yeah.
It just feels like, oh, we saw Commando and wanted to add an alien to it.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah. So You having not seen any Predator.
Yeah, did you feel, as someone who's seen the other Predator movies, did you feel like the tone shift was like, ugh, was it off-putting?
No.
Okay.
Because I think the Predator, I think our generation, well, probably every generation does this, but a lot of us have done this thing where we lionize or mythologize something that's stupid.
Okay.
Like Predator is stupid. It's about an alien hunting special forces commandos in the jungle.
Okay.
And so to act like this is high art that is now being besmirched is like, guys, could you grow up? It's sort of the same thing where people like get really, I understand not liking a movie, but when people are frothing at the mouth about like the Star Wars sequels, it's like, guys, you're getting mad about Flash Gordon. This is a cartoon baby show for kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I can see that.
And I mean, I have very strong Star Wars opinions, so it's very hypocritical.
As do I.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like, let's not attach our personality to this. So there were a couple moments in the movie where I got like secondhand Predator guide where I was like, someone's mad about this. I'm personally not mad about this, but I know someone out there is seething right now. Like, yeah, we can get into it. But yeah, liking Predator as a character, thinking it's a lot of fun, loved the movie because I have no emotional stakes in Predator. Yeah, it was great.
Okay. And so from my perspective, this being my first Predator movie that I actually paid attention to and actually thought about. Yeah. It wasn't until I started watching this that I realized, I think I did see one of these. Yeah. That had Keegan-Michael Key in it. Yeah. Because this one, I thought it was just so cool. Like the character design, the planet design was really cool. Yeah. I did feel, and maybe you disagree, but I think that they could have taken Elle Fanning out completely. I think I would have enjoyed it just as much, or maybe even more, if there wasn't this like android thing. Like it still would have been entertaining for me to see this creature, like this predator creature, learn to survive in the like this crazy planet. Yeah. It's a much different movie if they do that. Yeah. But it could still be cool. Yeah. Because I did feel that like what's her name? Trish and Tessa and Trish. There was Thea. Yeah. So like there's these two androids or robots that are both played by Elle Fanning, and the first time you see like this robot, that's when like the tone kind of shifts. It kind of, for me, it turned into a Marvel movie where she's like, here's these little quips. Yeah. And I could see how there's some entertainment value there because the Predator is so serious and just like can't. It's like watching Drax, like the movie. Yeah, right, where he just takes everything super seriously. It would be kind of one note. In the other ones, you have like the cast of human characters reacting to a threat, so you can do more. But just him alone, it might be tricky to do any sort of contrast because to be like, this guy really hates his dad and he's really trying to kill a monster. Yeah, but feel for him. But I'm just thinking like, what did. Because you could still have the change, like you have like the character change of this character as he really doesn't change until he's had his first encounter with like the Calic. Mm-hmm. Like he's still Calisk. The Calic. Yes. He has just it's just two of his dreads just stick straight up in the back. The turkey tail. But I think you could have accomplished the same thing with just the little tiny creature. We're talking about this movie, so spoiler warning, we're going to talk freely about this. But the little monkey creature that he encounters pretty early on is a baby Calisk. Calisk? Calisk. Caliska Flockhart. Yeah. And I do think that you could still generate that sense of empathy maybe as this this unkillable creature is following him around and has marked him as like part of the pack. Because I was thinking, like, what did Elle Fanning's character really do for the Predator? She talked about the wolf, and that was one thing that he kept going back to. Is like, the alpha wolf is the one that takes care of the rest of the pack. Yeah, a lot of her dialogue definitely is like,
kind of cementing the themes of the movie.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's the function she serves.
Yeah.
In her, I think she's great in it. I see
Totally,
your point, but I was
totally.
not like, this movie sucks. I thought she was awesome. I actually really like Elle Fanning and always have. I feel like she's been really good in everything I've seen her in. But this was like a showcase for her.
Yeah.
Especially because she gets to do kind of two characters. So
which felt very different. Both characters
Very
felt very different.
And you know what the big difference was? Do you want to know why you loved Thea and hated Tessa?
The eyes.
Eyebrows.
Oh.
I was. There's a scene where they're
yeah,
talking to each
yeah.
other, and I was like, man, eyebrows make people so much more likable.
That's true.
She had blonde or just no eyebrows. I'm like, that's why she looks freaky and evil.
Yeah. Interesting.
Here's the other, maybe more cynical corporate reason why they have to have Elle Fanning in the movie. She has to represent Weyland-Yutani, which is alien, so that they confirm in canon. So now Dan Trachtenberg's Predator is in the Alien universe, so now they can do an Alien versus Predator.
Okay,
thing.
so there's a lore element to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that makes sense because that's something I didn't
Right.
recognize.
Because have you seen the Alien and Aliens?
Yes, the first two.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to
Yeah,
remember
so
the name of the company.
I only
but-
know that, well, I only know that because I'm a nerd. I was going to say like, oh, I stumbled across this information. No, I know this because I'm deeply, deeply geeky. But yeah, Weyland-Yutani is the company. I recently watched a couple episodes of that new Alien show, so I was immediately like, oh yeah, Weyland-Yutani.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, so
Alien
that
Earth,
makes sense
I
if
think.
they're trying to cinematic universe.
And there was a lot
this.
of like referential, like when she's in that giant loader thing.
Yes, I
that
did.
was a very much like,
It was a
remember
nod to Aliens.
Aliens?
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Okay, one thing that I think maybe we should do that we haven't done previously is let's just give just a very quick synopsis of the movie so
Sure.
people can kind of get centered. So basically, Predator, Let There Be Carnage, is about a predator named Deck. And Deck is the Wilbur of his family. He's a cute little runt.
Mm-hmm.
With pigs and with Predator, it means you get cold. You get killed. Deck's brother is going to bat for him, wants to train him, wants him to sort of embrace his Predator heritage.
Yes.
But he's too small. He did a little guy.
Yeah.
And so Deck's incredibly toxic father, the most toxic on-screen character since Abuelita from Encanto,
From Encanto.
decides he is not worth living.
Yes.
He's not worthy of living. So he commands the brother to kill him. The brother says, F no, I'm your brother. I'm a Yautja even, but I still have a heart. So he dies defending Deck from the bad dad, who, by the way, when the dad shows up, what an entrance.
Wow.
He shows up on like...
Freaking hover motorcycle.
So like picture like a speeder bike from Star Wars and then put truck nuts on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically, it's just like if a lifted Dodge Ram were a speeder bike, he shows up on the back windshield that says these colors don't run. And he gets out and he's just like lumbering towards the camera with his white quivering dreads. And you're like, this guy
Yeah.
This guy totally
I think
Anyway.
I think it's so cool. Like, so this speaks to the costume design and like the sound design and
Yes.
cinematography, because sometimes people cheat by doing like slow-mo, right? To
Yes,
show like an imposing
yes.
thing.
If it's
But
Zack Snyder, the
Yes.
whole movie's in slow-mo.
there was no slow-mo in this entrance. He gets off and the way he just moves is just very it's very like methodical, and like you feel like the sound design, you feel every footfall just boom.
Yeah.
And like Ben was saying, like you see like the quivering of like the hair that he's got, and like the weight of his armor that he's wearing.
This sort of antlered helmet.
Yeah,
He's really
just
cool.
So cool. It was honestly the entrance of the dad that was like, this franchise is awesome.
It's
like
pretty
it just,
sweet.
It hit my like my little boy like.
Oh, yeah.
When you have like the action figures with like the cool
Totally.
masks, and you're just like, this mask is awesome.
Absolutely. And this is when I used to go, we talked about this in previous episodes, when we would go to the Bastion house with my dad. I think we watched Predator. And I remember thinking like the Predator, like as a kid thinking he is so cool. And it gave me the same like feeling of like, oh my gosh, I love this. But if I were 12 years old, I would be passing out with like, these guys are
They're just so
rad.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, so Deck escapes in the family spacecraft. It's like the family station wagon.
He's going to all the Yaktja. They have some type of coming of age.
Yeah, to earn your cloak,
Yes.
which allows you to be invisible, you have to bring back a trophy. You have to kill this beast. Their whole culture is around hunting increasingly dangerous prey.
Yeah, they're predator. It's called predator because they are prey to none. Like they are the alpha, essentially.
Right. So he goes to this planet called Genna, which they call the Death Planet. Even to predators, this is a scary place. And he is hunting. He's decided that the only way he can prove himself a true predator and stick it to his bastard dad is to kill the Kaliska Flockhart, which is this giant creature, the nature of which we don't immediately know.
Yeah.
On the planet, he meets Elle Fanning, who is a synthetic human produced by Weyland-Yutani, alien company. She's on the planet conducting research. Weyland-Yutani's whole thing is they just want to go around collecting the universe's most dangerous creatures so they can turn them into weapons.
So is it like a weapon thing, or is it they want to create like the perfect like life form? Because wasn't that also a thing in the Alien movies?
Yeah, they're just like a faceless evil corporation who they're chasing immortality, they're chasing weaponization. They're like pharma bros in the future.
With pharma bros.
They're pharma bros. It's like
man.
if that Martin Shkreli guy formed a company, it would be Weyland-Yutani. You know that like the price of insulin on Super Earth in the future is like $9,000 in like a milliliter or something, thanks to Weyland-Yutani. So the Predator meets the synth. She saves his life. She's been cut in half by the Kalisk, and so they sort of have this little, I'll scratch my back, you ride mine, sort of thing.
She becoming his fanning pack.
The fanning pack. He straps on the fanning pack. She says, hey, take me back to the Kalisk's lair so I can get my legs and you can get your trophy. So begins the caper.
Yeah.
So there's the movie. And there, of course, wrinkles develop along the way. But that's kind of the setup.
Yep, that's the general premise of the movie. He wants a trophy. She wants her legs and to be reunited with like her company that she has.
Right, and she has a sister, or they decide that this is her sister, another synth that's sort of her companion. They're kind of smarter than the other synthetics. They're leading the mission, and so she's hoping to be reunited with Tessa, who's also played by Elle Fanning. One spooky eye, no eyebrows, legs.
Yes.
So
they could have had eyebrows for both and just said there's like legs and no legs, because
it's true. But
it's a very distinctive difference.
It's true. It's a pretty big difference. I also liked how the fanning pack is getting dragged and tossed around the whole movie, and at some point she gets some sort of monster blood on her, but it happens in a way where it just becomes like a cute purple highlight in her bangs. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
It was great. It was wonderful.
Oh, yeah. There was... So I spoke earlier about how she could have been taken out and I still would have enjoyed the movie. That being said, I still really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
And even the times where the things that were maybe a little tonally different, because I thought it was fun where he kept calling her tool.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, how am I going to get up there? And he just, what? Like,
he just tosses
her up. And it's really interesting because she's very... it's making a lot more sense now because like the Alien movies, the synths, at least in the first one, you don't really know like that someone is like a synthetic person,
right?
And that's kind of a big reveal in Alien. And so she doesn't seem like a robot. She seems very there's a lot of like, nuanced things that like only like real humans do.
Yeah.
Stumbling over words and things like that make her feel not like a robot that you might see in other movies.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because that's very true, but also her like attitude and sort of her sense of she's almost like naive about the danger in a way that's like, if this were a human character, it would be unbelievable that she would be this upbeat. So because she is a synth, because she has like a different sense of what mortal danger means, it's kind of fun that she's just like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a researcher and I'm learning so much. And so it is like, the tone is kind of like, oh, this is like really quippy and jokey and laid back, but it didn't feel like that far off to me. It felt like, okay, she's kind of a weird organism.
Yeah.
She would, I don't know, she might react differently than a person, say, who's been ripped in half. I mean, she's still alive, which is, I would die.
Yeah.
If that's me, I'm dying. All my guts are out, I'm dead.
Yeah. So what were we saying about that?
Sort of the role that she plays. Oh, the tool. Let's talk about her being a tool.
Being a tool.
Kind of the character growth of the movie, or the theme of the movie, is essentially like a predator learns the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Which I think pissed a lot of people off. But it's done well. Like he sort of has to learn how to rely on others, and this message gets proven to him over and over that he can't do everything alone.
Because that's the culture of the Yaksha. It's like, you're your own thing.
Yeah.
Like, family doesn't matter. Like, it's like the thing that matters is that you are the biggest and the strongest, period. And if you can't cut it, like, you just don't deserve to live.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, not to overanalyze a movie called Predator Badlands, but I think a lot of the criticism I've seen from Predator guys is like, this is stupid. This is not their culture. But it's fun because it's like, if he's part of a culture that's going to kill him, of course he's gonna find a different way, to navigate it, and maybe end up rejecting that. Like, it's weird. Like, even though he's raised in this culture, he's ingrained these ideas. If you're like, my dad's gonna kill me because of the way I am, maybe I should rethink some things.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of interesting.
He embarks on this journey, though, still like clinging to his like ideals. Like, one, he does want to get back and like get revenge, like for his brother being killed. Yeah. But he's still. It's not that he like immediately lands on this planet and says, I'm going to go back and kill my dad. Right. Like, he still is operating out of like, I still need to bring my trophy so that I can prove myself. Right. Like, I can prove myself as being worthy. So he's still having to wrestle with that, like, internal belief that he's not quite ready to be, like, a predator. Mm-hmm. And
well, and there is this idea of, like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like, how do you do things your own way? In that, okay, I will say this: at the very opening of the movie, there's like a kind of a duel between Deck and his brother, and they look cool as shit. But also, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this movie. It felt like the fight scene at the end of Black Panther, where the CGI gets really ropey for a little while. Yeah, yeah. And I was like, okay, there's these two guys. I can't tell them apart. They have really cool, low, deep voices. If the whole movie is this, I'm gonna be like, yeah. Anyway, it ended up being great. But during that scene, they have this like cool fight banter. We haven't even talked about how cool the sound of the movie is.
Oh, we will have to.
The soundtrack is amazing, and they developed in real life like a language for the Yautja to speak. And it seems like if I had mandibles, that's what the language would sound like. It's super cool.
Very,
and it's
very cool.
Very well performed by the actors. Anyway, they're fighting, and Deck, what is his brother, Kai or Kwai or
Quay?
Quay. There's a line about like, I fight like father, and the brother's like, no, you should fight like Deck, and that's kind of like what he's trying to do. Like, how do I fight like myself? How do I interact with my culture in my own way? Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things that as you talk about it, I'm not sure if all of this thought and consideration went into all of these things when writing it, but that's what's so cool about movies and art is people pull out their own things. Because I also was thinking, so he's having to do it his own way, which we see at the end of the movie. He very much has. Like, he's incorporated some of the same techniques that he's learned like from the rest of his race, but he's not using like the typical technology that they're using. Like, he uses the environment of the the planet. Like he uses all the dangers he's learned as from traversing the planet to kind of become his own type of weapon.
Yeah.
But I think that this was really interesting. So Elle Fanning doesn't have her legs, but she finds her legs at the same place where the Callisk is, right? Like the Callisk nest.
Yeah.
And
which was a cool set, by the way, that it's just like debris
just
and dead
ripped.
androids and
Ooh.
That means I nearly dropped my cocoa.
But this is really quick. Like it wasn't until I was thinking about it later, but like Elle Fanning's character found her legs at that site, and so did Deck. Right, his metaphorical legs, because it wasn't until he fought with the Calic, and then he got. Did he get knocked out or? I can't remember what happened, but he ends up going back to that, and feeling, seeing like the tracks, and then he sees his little like monkey friend that's there, and that's when he realizes, oh man, it's like this is the baby Calisk.
What happens is the Calisk is about to kill him, but then because he's been marked by the little baby, the Calisk doesn't kill him.
Right.
And then the Weyland-Yutani party shows up and whisks them away. And anyway.
Right.
And then he escapes
he's
later
captured.
and comes back.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's captured as well as the Calisk.
Yeah.
That's
and that's true. She finds her legs metaphorically and physically, and that's like a change in her motivation as well, because it's revealed that she's sort of using him to get back to the site, and that her sister's coming to capture him because he's potentially a valuable specimen for their research.
So do you feel like that was considered when it's like, oh yeah, she's missing her legs, so we can create this metaphor?
100%.
You think so?
I think Dan Trachtenberg is a really good director and a really good writer, and based on, I feel like he's really thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe not.
But
like it's like you didn't have to, and you don't have to notice it, but like I'll bet some thought went into like, okay, I'm gonna make a Predator movie, but I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna build in some themes that are interesting. Yeah, I definitely think this is gonna be like some real soy boy shit I'm gonna delve into, but to me the Yautja culture, if you want to make an analog, is like the ultimate like toxic masculinity. Like don't be vulnerable. Vulnerability is weakness.
Yes. And
the movie's about a character trying to like do masculinity his own way. Like, what can I take from my culture that's useful to me, and what are some things that are not useful, or that alienate other people from me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's because the dialogue about what an alpha does, I hear all the time in the context of like the toxic masculinity conversation. Because the whole invention of the alpha male is kind of made up. The guy who originally like discovered it was like, actually, it only happens with wolves in captivity. It's kind of bullshit. But this is what happened. I've seen this exact conversation before about like what an alpha does in reality is like takes care of the pack. It's not necessarily the physically dominant wolf. Anyway, so that's sort of his theme, is like, I can be an alpha male, but I do that by...
But he has like a different,
caring for my little tribe, which is, again, it's very Disney.
Yeah.
It's very much like, this is a Disney property now, but I think it was done so well that it didn't bother me.
Which, I do like that idea that, we still see, in our society, we see remnants of that, like, I'm an alpha male, which means I have to be the biggest, the strongest, and like the loudest, the meanest, the most violent. But when you have that paradigm shift, like that the alpha doesn't necessarily have to be in the biggest and strongest, but it's one that takes care of all the rest of the pack. That like, that kind of dispels a lot of. Dude,
listen to this. This is real fart sniffing territory. Okay, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper. So, what happens to Deck when he first gets to the planet?
He is attacked by a giant plant. Giant tree.
He's attacked by a truffula tree. Lorax nowhere.
Oh.
No, just kidding. Right. He gets attacked by this tree and he loses all of his material possessions.
Yep. Loses his gear.
This guy who's defined himself by his gear, by his belongings, by his material wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Is now reduced to this. He has to start anew. And what does he do? He reconnects with nature. This toxic man reconnects with nature. He arms himself with the tool of the natural world and the influence of femininity, robot femininity, to become a more complete being. And then he kills his dad, and it's awesome.
This is, I'm just saying, like, this is actually a reboot of a lot of the reality TV shows from the 90s. Because we have the undercover boss.
Yes.
So he's having to... He's now going to this planet, and he's having to start from the ground up to see what it's really like for the people that are prey. And he's like, I don't like this.
I don't like being hunted.
Chris Hansen shows up, and he's like, you are the predator at the end.
Predator : undercover boss.
Yeah, there's got to be some type of like home decor show from the 90s that also is in there. It's like, oh, look. He moved all the giant skulls out of his out of the ship and found his way.
So is it a deep movie? No.
But can we make it a deep movie?
Can we?
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where like, yeah, it can work on any level because on the pure like this is cool, it succeeds in flying colors.
Yeah, very very cool.
The language is cool. The soundtrack.
Okay, let's dive into that because honestly, I feel the soundtrack was the MVP, followed by like the visual effects, like just like the composition and shots and stuff like that. Because we'd already established it was cool, but the soundtrack, wow.
Yeah, the soundtrack's awesome. Look it up. We can't do it justice. It feels a little bit Dune-ish. Like they do this. I'm assuming now, having heard how much effort went into writing the Yautja language, that they are singing in Yautja. Wouldn't you think?
I think so.
But yeah, so it's a lot of drums. It's a lot of like droning audio. The opening of the movie feels very much like the Sardaukar from Dune.
Yes, which is the same vibe. Actually, I wonder if they did just replicate it exactly because in Dune, the first one, you just hear and it just kind of has this little text.
Right.
And that's how this movie opens. Is you just hear and it just kind of shows like this kind of the creed of the Yautja.
Creed of the Yautja. Which is like, don't go to therapy ever.
Yeah. But then they incorporate that into the soundtrack. I think that one thing that I like with Dune, I loved the way that the Sardaukar did that. It was only like 3 seconds in the movie.
Right.
And it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was so cool. But it was only 3 seconds. And this one, they took it and they leaned into it. So anytime like the soundtrack would become, you'd hear like, and it was in harmony with like the really like bassy cello and oh, so cool.
Very, very cool. The two people who did the music, they both worked with Dan Trachtenberg on the animated, the Predator Killer of Killers or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But they all have like really impressive filmographies, usually not as lead composers, but usually as part of like a composition team. So Benjamin Wallfisch has done a bunch of like movies with Hans Zimmer. Anyway, it was cool. It was cool to see them like kind of in the spotlight, and the soundtrack was just perfect for the movie.
I also noticed that let's see, Benjamin Wallfisch and Sarah Schachner, S-C-H-A
Schachner.
Schachner.
Yeah. Two very Germanic names, Sarah Schachner and Benjamin Wallfisch.
Yeah. She's also credited for doing some music on the Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, cool.
So it kind of has more of like that.
She's got like it's a little video gamey, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But like this would be such a sick video game.
Yeah. It
just an open world game where you're on Genna, just being hunted by truffula trees. You have to fight the Lorax at one point.
It did give me vibes of the what's that? The one with the redhead chick on the PlayStation game.
Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Uh-huh.
It did feel like that, right?
Yeah.
Like where he's having to like utilize the things around him, and like this world is very like violent, and like everything on the planet is designed to kill everything else on the planet.
Right.
And there's been some adaptations, and like the bone bison is able to go through like the razor grass, and so it very much had that like Horizon Zero Dawn feel. So it could very much be. I mean, you can even mod Horizon Zero Dawn to just have a predator skin.
That'd be pretty sweet. One thing that this is going to sound like a thing to say. I hope it's not taken that way.
Go on.
What I was going to say was, this might have been lost on you. Not because you didn't know, but because you haven't seen the first Predator movie.
Yeah.
I kind of got the giggles with excitement when it was revealed that he's now like improvising his own tools, because that's very much a reference to what happens to Arnold in the first movie.
Oh,
so basically in the first movie, he's with this group of special forces soldiers, and they eventually get like whittled away till it's just him and the Predator.
Okay.
And he realizes this guy's technology is far beyond what I have, so I can't compete with him. I have to like use the environment to win. So the way he defeats the Predator is like the Predator's mask can see like
thermal vision,
it's like
right?
thermal vision. So he covers himself in mud so he can hide. And he ends up creating all these traps for the Predator. Anyway, so that little montage of him like gathering supplies, getting that little leech thing to spit acid. Okay, there were a couple things in this movie.
Because I was like, I need to talk about the leech.
I loved the movie overall. There were a couple things where I was like, ah. One thing was the little monkey creature's face. It was too cute.
It was very Grogu-y.
It was Grogu-y. What it really looked like to me was the weird little cartoon monkey they find in the Lost in Space movie.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that movie?
A long time ago.
I loved it. It's pretty bad, and the effects are really bad. But the girl from Party of Five with the really squeaky voice, she finds this little monkey pet, and it's like the worst CGI ever.
Okay.
It's like War of the Worlds, PS1. Anyway, she finds this little cartoon monkey thing, and it looked like that's what I was just like, we cannot have a cartoon monkey in this movie. The Predator guys are going to be so mad. Do you ever get this like secondhand? Okay. This is a funny example. Sometimes something happens in a movie, and like I'm a very leftist, very progressive guy, but sometimes something so woke happens in a movie that I'm like, we're all going to be paying for the outrage for so long. Like the worst people you know are going to be so pissed off about this that I feel like I get like I get like ally stress, where like I do not want to have to debate the neck-beardiest white guys I know about this, and they are going to want to debate it. Like, for example, in Endgame. Is that the one where they all come out of the portals? Is that an Endgame?
Yes. That's anyway. The only thing that anyone remembers about Endgame.
Well,
we can talk about Endgame at a different time, but yes, Endgame is one where everyone comes out of the portal.
There's a scene in Endgame where it just so happens that all the female superheroes are fighting together.
Yes. Yep.
Which I was like, dope. But then a part of me is like, there's going to be a whole subreddit about like, this is the death of the West. And it's just like, could you guys touch some grass? Anyway, so seeing the monkey did that to me. Actually, no. I was mad personally. That was not displaced mad. I was just like, this monkey's dumb looking. And then the wolf, the alpha, what an alpha is speech, I was like, oh my gosh. The Turning Point USA is not going to be happy about this. And then the leech sacrificing itself for the Predator made no sense.
Yeah.
So if you don't see the movie, the Predator, there's these cool little leeches that spit acid, and it's revealed that they're just hungry for these little like deer poop berry looking things. And so the Predator, in a matter of 30 or 40 seconds, says like, hey, I will give you these little fruits if you will ride on my shoulder and spit acid at all the targets that I indicate.
Like he just wills.
Sniping.
He just absolutely wills for this leech to spit acid, and it works just like a computer.
It's great. So yeah, basically what they do is they're like, how can we let Deck have all the cool Predator stuff, but the
an
organic
version. Yeah.
It's like, can I be a Trader Joe's predator? And so he has the claws made out of razor grass, and he has a bone bison skull helmet, and he has a leech in place of his little plasma cannon that's shooting acid that just so happens to completely disintegrate the synths, which is cool. It's cool as hell. It's really fun. It's silly. But at one point, Tessa shows up in a giant forklift loader, but it's even bigger. It's very huge. It's like very, a huge Aliens ripoff. P.S. She's like a super powered android. Why is she getting in a vehicle to fight the runt?
I don't know.
That was
it's for the nod, man.
Yeah,
for the nod to Alien.
It was very referential. Anyway, long story short, she shoots at him some ball of energy.
She stole his plasma.
Oh, that's
cannon.
right. She has a Predator plasma cannon.
And so you see like the three dots kind of it zeroes in on Deck's face.
He's about to be shot.
Yep.
And what should happen? But his little leech leaps like no Mr. President, jumps in front of him, and I was like, "What? Is that part of this? Is that part of their instinct that it's like?" Die for anyone who gives you fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe those little leeches were like, maybe they had their own society off screen. Maybe they were like just as intelligent as Deck.
Do you know what they're doing? Is they're tying in the Avatar movies as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
each one of his dreads was plugged into one of those animals.
It's a freaking Avatar tail, right? Like each one of the Predator dreads are like an Avatar tail. So he plugged it into the tail of the leech, and so that's how he knew exactly what he was supposed to shoot, exactly where he was supposed to shoot, when to leap, and
they're gonna bring James Cameron back. They're gonna co-direct Avatar versus Alien versus Predator.
Oh my gosh, that's what they're doing. They're setting up for it's a director cinematic universe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the sacrificial leech was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was stupid. It was stupid. Great movie. That was stupid as hell.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the imperfections in art that really give you
for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And also, every Predator movie is so stupid. The first movie is beyond stupid, and it's great. I learned a ton about the original Predator, and I think you should watch it.
Okay, maybe I will.
Here's some hits. First-time screenwriters. 2 brothers named John and Joe Smith. I kid you not.
Wow, okay.
They just decided, wouldn't this be a funny script? They wrote the script, didn't know anyone, slipped it under people's doors, and some random producer was like, hell yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
And then they went on to do Predator 2. They did Wild Wild West.
They did Wild Wild West?
They have like a weird filmography of like 8 movies. Wow. And then they just were like, we're done.
Wow.
John and Joe. It's so cool.
Be danged.
Also, the original Predator was Jean-Claude Van Damme. We talked about this.
Oh, yes.
He was supposed to be in the suit. The suit looked a lot different. It had kind of this dog skull-looking head that would sit on top of Jean-Claude's head.
Okay.
He didn't like being in the suit, and also he was too short.
Ah.
So they're like, we need somebody physically imposing because we've got Arnold and Jesse Ventura and Carl Weathers.
And it would have taken people out of the movie to see the Predator just like do the splits and just like hang for a little bit.
Yeah, this classic move. He just jumps in between 2 trees. So they got the guy who was Harry in Harry and the Hendersons. John Peter Hall. Yeah.
Well, I'll be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Anyway.
And John Lithgow befriends him.
Yeah.
I'll be danged.
They were like, this guy is good at dealing with John Lithgow. Let's see how he does against Arnold. It's incredible. It's incredible. Very stupid movie. Very great movie.
Yeah. Guys, Predator Badlands, super fun. But I think what we've got to do is we got to give this a Rotten Tomato treatment.
Okay.
Right. Does Predator Badlands, is it a good candidate for a Muppet remake?
I don't think it is, but I think the original Predator is.
Ooh.
I think, and I know you haven't seen it, but I think basically you have an ensemble cast, which is perfect for Muppets.
Okay.
They go on some mission. There's maybe a little double crossing. There's some political machinations. And then the creature starts picking the Muppets off one by one.
Okay.
And I think seeing the Muppets killed in increasingly violent ways would be so much fun.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll ride at this train because I was thinking there's not a lot of characters in Predator Badlands.
What could work is it's the same movie except all of the death creature or the death planet creatures are just Muppets.
Okay. Not as fun.
He's just challenging multiple Muppets throughout the movie.
Okay, not as fun. Okay, so let's ride as original Predator.
So
who's the human? Is it Arnold? Do you stick with Arnold?
What if you don't do a human, but you just have the Predator be a predator?
Okay, so the Predator is the live.
The Predator is the live action element.
Okay.
So Kermit, let's see. Kermit and Gonzo are former Vietnam brothers in arms.
Okay.
So Carl Weathers is Gonzo.
Yeah.
Kermit is Arnold.
I already am seeing the epic handshake with
just their little
just like
Muppet
tiny
noodle
felt
arms.
Yeah, felt arms would be so amazing.
You go pretty much shot for shot.
Yes.
So Kermit and Gonzo are former colleagues. Gonzo's gone to work for the CIA. Kermit now specializes in deep cover hostage rescue.
Okay.
Gonzo has some ulterior motives, and he gets Arnold's team in to do this operation behind enemy lines in some nondescript South American country.
Okay.
Helicopter's gone down. You guys have to go in and get the hostages across the border.
Okay.
You'll have no support. No one can know you were there. That's the setup. And it's Kermit and his team of Muppets.
Okay.
You have the intro of these two characters. Oh, Gonzo, you old son of a bitch. I haven't seen you since Da Nang. And then they board a helicopter, and then you have a scene of, like, you're establishing each Muppet's kind of niche in this special forces. You got
love it.
Animal, who's like the heavy explosives guy.
Okay.
You've got Sam Eagle, who's kind of like straight-laced. He's keeping everybody in check.
You got New Zealand, who can throw a fish boomerang.
Yes.
You remember?
New Zealand, 100%. Throw the fish away, it comes back.
Only I've killed the snake.
You have the Swedish chef, who's like a wild card.
Okay.
Like everyone in the unit's kind of scared of him. They can't understand him, but when shit gets real, they send him in, and he just starts throwing
and I would
knives.
love to see just like actual human hands holding a gun with the Swedish chef.
Absolutely. So you set up. I mean, there's a ton you can do.
I'm so drawn to watch the original Predator now, just so I can get more context for this Muppet remake.
It will instantly become clear to you how well this works.
Because I am just imagining a bunch of Muppets wearing camo vests, open camo vests.
Uh-huh.
You got like the what is it? The black eye underneath.
Eye black.
Yeah, eye black.
Yeah.
Headbands.
Oh, it's the best.
That imagery alone.
Yeah.
Is just sending me.
Okay. What's the giant Muppet? Is it
Sweetums?
Sweetums.
Yeah,
it's called
Sweetums.
Snookums. Okay, so Snookums is Jesse Ventura's character, who carries, mind you, another reason, just a demonstration of how stupid this movie is. They're supposed to be like covert ops.
Okay.
Jesse Ventura rocks up to the operation literally carrying a minigun. And they're like, get in, get out. And he's just like, he's got a big wad of chaw in his mouth, and he's just mowing people down with the minigun. That's Snookums.
Okay.
Snookums saying, cool. I ain't got time to bleed. Incredible. Yeah. You find out that Gonzo's a bit of a traitor.
Okay.
But what happens is they wipe out this whole guerrilla camp. They find out that the hostages were actually CIA agents. It's a whole operation gone wrong. It's about preventing, like, the Russians are involved. Everyone's pissed at Gonzo because they know he's kind of sent them up, and like, what does Arnold say? So you put the 6 of us in the meat grinder. Okay. You cooked up a story, and you set the 6 of us into a meat grinder. So then they encounter a woman who's in the guerrilla camp. That's Miss Piggy.
Okay.
But she can't speak their language.
Okay, very good.
But Gonzo can. So she's telling them stories about the jungle came alive and took the soldiers. And then they have to just survive the predator. And the Muppets, one by one, are getting picked off in hilariously graphic ways.
Okay.
Slapstick deaths. One of the like cool images in Predator is he's a hunter, so he takes trophies.
Yeah.
So throughout the jungle, there are just these grotesque scenes, bodies skinned, hanging upside down. So funny with Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
Just a limp Muppet hanging upside down from a tree.
It would be fun to just see a hand.
Yes.
Just like a disembodied
Yes, exactly.
hand.
But there's also he makes like a throne of human skulls. So imagine just like Muppet heads. Or even like more meta, like a Muppet without felt on it. So it's just foam, like forms of Muppet heads. Oh my gosh.
That's
incredible.
That's fun.
So they get picked off one by one. I think you go full gore, but felt.
Okay.
So like, I don't know, like Snookums gets like disemboweled and just like yarn falls out. And he's like, oh no!
Love that.
And then, it ends up just being Kermit versus the
actual predator.
And Kermit and Piggy escape in the end. They get to the chopper.
Get
to the chopper.
Freaking cool.
It's a perfect flick.
I'm gonna watch the original Predator, and then I'm gonna hope and pray that the Smith brothers listen to our podcast and they're like, you know what?
We're getting back in the game.
Let's start slipping some scripts.
Oh my gosh.
Under some doors.
We got to find some doors to get that Muppet script underneath of.
Love it.
This is our calling.
It is.
The podcast is secondary to like if we could actually make these movies. Who?
That would be a life well served.
Whose hand do we need to? I mean, whose butt do we need to stick our hands up around here to get a Muppet movie? That's the world. Well, the world needs more Muppets.
Can I tell you one of the most frustrating things about listening back to our episodes is when we talk about our Muppet versions of our movies. I listen to it and I'm like, I want that so bad. I want that to happen so bad because it would be such an incredible thing. But I guess that's life though, right? Like you struggle. You end up on this planet that's trying to kill you, and you're just trying to make the best with what you've got.
You're just trying to make a Muppet movie and then murder your dad.
That's right.
Well, Brady, that was a real hoot and a half, wasn't it?
Loved it.
Loved every second of it. Go ahead and subscribe. Watch out for those blobular thorn-shooting plants that you encounter on your daily commute.
Yeah, and if you see anyone that is half a body, be their friend.
Scoop them up.
Scoop them up.
Scoop them up.